My name is Ashley Jaski, and today I'll be representing Team Cyprus. Some of my objectives for this meeting are to give a brief team overview, as well as discuss our venture, talk about some strategies and tactics we were used to be successful, also our tools, mainly dashboards that we use to monitor and produce our success. We'll also report the results and leave some time for questions and lessons learned at the end. Our team consisted of three main management players, myself, Ashley Jaski, Dave Manning, and Matt Moritz, and we all had very specific focuses, but were all cross-trained to be able to pick up if somebody wasn't able to do their duties for that particular day or that particular round. A little bit of an overview on funding. We were given $8 million in venture funds and $12 million in guaranteed company loans. As far as the operation side of our business, we decided to sell unique mixes of nut, mixed, and raisin muesli cereal in a very competitive market. Our mixes contain 10% more of the marquee product, which I'll go over in more detail later, and we were able to cover 8 quarters of sales cycles and produce some compelling results to convince you to keep this operation going. Our overall strategy was simple. What the customer wants, the customer gets. We were very, very focused on the customer intimacy model throughout our entire simulation cycle, and all of our research was based on what the customer wants in a cereal and developing those unique solutions in which the customers would go for while keeping the prices customer friendly. Our main strategy was simple, more ingredients of what our customers demand. We began by limiting the line of products to 3, which were raisin, nut, and mixed fruit in 2 sizes, 1 kilogram and 500 gram sizes. And then we altered the recipe slightly to include 10% of the key ingredients, which is more than the traditional muesli market mix, and what made our product extremely unique and a customer pleaser. We had several strategies and tactics we used, including pricing based on a markup matrix that was able to keep us close to our competitors' products with less of the marquee products. So that was a huge advantage for us. Also, we were able to maintain average daily sales rates of 1/30th of monthly production as we displayed in our business plan. Eventually, we switched from traditional forecasting to generating planned orders for each product to kind of drive home more of a competitive advantage. As with any company, as time went on, we restructured and took new strategies and tactics on that veered a little bit from the business plan to make this product and this venture successful. We also focused on synchronizing pricing, marketing, and inventory using the dashboards. That was super simple to use, and I'll show a quick demo of the dashboards later. Marketing was focused on areas where our top customers existed. We had a lot of the same return customers, and we tracked that very closely on a day-by-day and week-by-week basis. And we also were able to observe the daily trends per DC and area and adjust those market prices accordingly, again using our tools. We never wanted to be highest in the market, even though we had more of the product, as I said earlier. We used a live dashboard to measure those key KPIs and trends, as well as an analytical dashboard that was on a weekly refresh to measure some long-term KPIs and trends. And the most major part of our success was our great teamwork and our different skill sets, which all complemented each other and drove our success. So quickly, I'd like to give a demo of our live dashboard and our analytical dashboard that were used to kind of give an overview on what we were able to see real time without ever even having to go into the SAP tool. Live dashboard pulled directly from the SQL Server database that SAP writes to, and we were able to monitor the quantities sold. We were able to filter by product and by sim round, and that's fully interactive, so it was easy to break down and see trends. We also could measure the revenue by area and DC, and again filter all the way down to sale date. We could see a quick snapshot of our marketing spend on each day, and the most critical thing was we could see our top customers, we could see what they were buying, and we could see in what area and DC that they were buying, so we could target those customers more aggressively. Next up is our analytical dashboard, which was more on a weekly basis, pulled more from the Z metrics and other tables that refreshed on a weekly/5-day refresh. Our analytical dashboard also pulled from the SAP SQL Server, It measured the market share percentage as well as revenue, and we could filter down by products to get a more clear view. Also, it would highlight where our KPI was above 20% or under. And we could also measure our target profit, which our KPI danger zone was 150K or below per week. We have all of the numbers displayed here for those people that wanted to dig into numbers at a more granular level. And we also could do market price checks and break that down by week. There were comments at the bottom of both dashboards so we could collaborate real time instead of having to go to email. And the very key point again of these dashboards is they can be checked on iPads, on mobile devices, so no matter where we were on the go, we could monitor what was happening during our simulation real time. So now I'd like to report our final numbers. As you can see, production capacity 88%, final production rate 31K units, final turnaround time 4 hours, final loan balance a little over 8 million, and final cash balance almost 3 million. Our net income per round can be seen here. Our final net income was a little bit over 6 million in 8 rounds. Our final inventory numbers in our final round, we had mixed fruit and raisins still left in stock. Our average daily sales rate for the last 60 days is shown here. As you can see, the average was probably around 3,500 units per product per day. And the final round market share percentage can be seen here, which is above what we were targeting in our business plan, which was mostly around 20 to 25%. We were absolutely the leader in mixed fruit, as you can see, 62%. And we are confident that our mixes and our targeting method were a success based on these numbers. So in conclusion, throughout the simulation, we were able to closely monitor our trends with live tools, which is a major competitive advantage at a very low cost, and we were successful in making quick adjustments when necessary without ever veering far from the business plan. Our team's extremely driven and focused on success, and we look forward to your continued support for this venture. At this time, I'd like to take questions. But really, since we're distance students, I'd like to talk a little bit about our lessons learned. So the first lesson learned is absolutely team communication is a key to success. We always had to be on the same page and know what was going on. We had a regular cadence for meetings, which was extremely useful, and great email communication. We also learned that benchmarks and KPIs are critical. We were a little aggressive in those in our initial business plan, but given the chance, I think we would go back and revisit those a little bit. Also, the investment in infrastructure improvements is really all about timing. We learned that the payback for such investment can be somewhat reliably predicted, but the unpredictable changes that can occur during that period of payback can have a profound impact on the efficiency of those investment decisions. We learned that we had to ride out short seasons of slow sales as competitors changed their pricings in order to avoid overshooting our desired sales rate. We initially were making sufficient changes to pricing and not being patient during sales lulls, and we learned that that's not always the best strategy to quickly go in and jump and change because the market would pick back up, strategies would change, and we would start selling at a rapid pace again. We learned that our special mixes were absolutely a crowd pleaser and produced return customers, particularly in the same areas and the same DCs. But we ran into production issues, especially at the beginning, because they were flying off the shelf so quickly. Marketing directly impacted sales in most cases, and actually it happened more so in the final sim than the practice rounds, and my guess is that's because some of our competitors started picking up the marketing in the final round, whereas we were doing it from the beginning. So that was interesting to learn more about. And also using the dashboards for monitoring analysis was a very big key to our success and something that I think proved to be very useful. So now we'd like to take a moment to thank you, Christine, for your guidance this semester. We all learned a lot and had a lot of fun with the simulations, and we wish you a happy holiday.